on our stage. Up next, we have someone who joined us last month for the first time. Is it Rhae? Rhae Camdyn, everyone.
Whoa.
You
gotta look down there.
Okay. Well, yes, I am Khaleesi. Before Khaleesi was cool. I had a stroke. I survived it. 3% chance of survival, so I'm here for a very good reason. Sometimes because of my mouth. Sometimes because of what I've written. And the following is a short story that's been submitted to the Bethune & Sons Texas Annual Short Story Contest. It's based after an actual familial event. And heteronormative marriage. I'm 13 years older than my husband. I registered at Home Depot. He registered at JCPenney's. That's as normal as it gets. I have 3 goddesses in training that I gave birth to and raised. The middle one graduated from Cornell recently. And the youngest one is pursuing a law degree somewhere. I have no idea where, but God has bless us all. This is I'm last, or I think I'm last on the list. Am I not? I'm not? Oh, darn. This is a not quite politically correct bedtime story. I wanted to be last on the list so you can take this home with you and love it as much as I do. It's called The Evolution of Cookies. As Casvis went, Gorp was not a prime specimen. Gorp was probably not going to be anything prime except for a janitorial derm, provided he could memorize the order of tasks for any given job. Even that was questionable on the best of days, with explicit directions written in grease pen upside down on his abdomen. As he slipped down the corridor towards the ship's mess, he gave a wondering thought about the larger mission, daydreaming about ever getting to leave the confines of the ship's immediate landing area. However, as a janitorial drone, his mission outline was mopping floors, emptying the refuse bins from the food prep area, and burning any quarantined materials from the ship's laboratories. The single time he'd been tasked with defrosting the raw pork meat, his lackadaisical handling had resulted in food poisoning for 1/3 of the crew. Even the captain had restrained herself from shooting him at point-blank range from her painful crouch over the waste recycler. Only Gorp's relation to the fleet admiral had saved him from evacuation via airlock. The Casvis scout ship had been given permission with detailed, precise guidelines as to the nature and allowed inventory of the new genetic repository created as the 3rd planet from the tiny blue dwarf star. Upon landing, there was considerable excitement as the discovery of proto-hominids revealed other advanced mammalia and cetaceans. The assembly of universal creations had created this entire solar system to be a repository of genetic materials from all species and subspecies in the assembly's membership, with a look toward keeping all member species whole and healthy. At the time the small planet was created, this encompassed 1,263 star-bearing space-warping species. The Chief Council seriously frowned upon any accidental creation of planets, star systems, or sentient species by way of matter or genetic manipulation, and were swift to pass judgment upon discovery of such. No one had yet to re-emerge from a black hole to render that judgment invalid, and no one seemed particularly set on discovering any chance of it. No new anything was the new messaging hologram seen all over the ship's walls. Someone had broken into Gorp's quarters, taken a grease pen, and created a large circle in Gorp's refresher cabinet mirror. A large arrow pointed to the circle and the words, "This means you," were boldly written to underline the message to Gorp. On day 3 of the sampling and cataloging mission, Gorp's superiors had tasked him with a very detailed job. He was to unlock the empty cooler units from the lower levels of the hold and cleanse each holding space with a mixture of the rather abundant water present on the planet and the cleansing agent that the lab assistant would give him. He was handed sorbet cloths and a beaver bristle brush to assist him with his task, and was further advised that all 14 of the units were to be cleansed before they left the planet's surface in 3 days. If he found a unit to be holding lab material, he was to contact the lab assistant on duty and advise of the need to evacuate the cooling unit so he could complete his job. Day 1 of the cleansing task was uneventful. Each unit was empty, and Gorp found he rather liked the sudden, foamy action of the powdered substance he was given to clean the units. Halfway through Day 1, however, Gorp discovered that if he crushed a couple of the pretty purple blossoms he found just outside the landing area into the white powdery stuff, the resulting scent was stunning. When his action was discovered by one of the galley crew, rather than quickly quashing Gorp's initiative, which really would have been safer had they known that the galactic inspector was deathly allergic to flames, they praised the result, and Gorp retired to his quarters with a big smile on his face. Day 2 of the task, Gorp was manipulating the larger cooling units from the lab down the ramp he had constructed under the large plastic service pads, used as a launching service for the exploratory skimmers. Upon opening the last of the units, however, he discovered multiple storage cubes with dark-colored discs inside. Turning on his heel, Gorp slithered back into the ship, up the corridors, and into the lab. Once inside the muted lighting area there, Gorp looked for a lab assistant. He could simply dump out the contents of the cooling unit, but there was no telling what those discs were. And although he'd heard plenty from the female members of the crew about some discovery, the substance of a fire-roasted pod mixed with safflower and sweeteners, it was reported to be some mood-altering substance that certain lab associates were using for sexual favors with the target of their lusts. It only made Gorp more depressed. His sexual favors were never fought for or asked about. A vague shadow on his left had Gorp leaning towards some piece of equipment, as if he'd actually seen someone, and a very junior lab clerk acted as if she'd been shoved toward the drum, which of course she was. "May I help you, Gorp?" There was a painful grimace on her face that should have resembled a smile had her ribs not seen the attention of her co-workers and their efforts to make her confronting. Without a stutter, Gorp asked him, there are containers in the cooling units that I'm cleaning under the captain's orders. Are the substances in those containers safe for general discard protocol?" While his lisp was understated and his stutter was minimal, his halting language spoke of an insecurity born of years in his habit. The very junior lab clerk turned to inquire of her co-workers, and with shorthand sign language used amongst the elite, and upon viewing their response, she tempered hers with the hand motions of the unsure. Gorp felt his gut grab. There was no way he was going to be able to remember anything detailed if the lab assistants and senior scientists gave a detailed reply. He spied a grease pen on the closest flat surface and, grabbing it, ripped open his janitor's jacket, prepared to write detailed instructions on his stomach. The lab clerk returned to her posture to address him, and upon refocusing, saw to her astonishment his sudden denuding with all manner of smeared scrawl on his wide, naked belly. With a high-pitched scream, she fainted and fell to the floor. Gorp was stunned into a physical position wherein his hand, grasping the grease pen, was poised over his naked belly just above the ties to his pants. He'd begun the note process as he always did, with an asterisk for the starting point. The mark was directly above his sexual organ, a point that was past his thought processes at the moment, and the very senior scientist went to attend to the prostrate lab clerk, and upon seeing the mark, gave Gorp a deep, angry frown. "Of course, we've attended to all of our samples that have been in the cooling units. We pay complete attention to our mission details. Anything found within those units has been rendered harmless. I don't know, a general discard protocol falls as safe and should be carried out forthwith. Leave our work area and cease making open sexual advances on my staff." Gorp sighed, annotated the very senior scientist's name on his stomach with the grease pen, and closed his lab jacket and left the lab. But taking his leave of the laboratory, he noticed something on the whiteboard. Origin of substance. Cow. Parentheses. Named for Kevin Hall, research team. Active substances and amino acids thought to be active in libido and activated several group activity. O dash organic tryptophan. R reactive arginine. E emulsified glutamine. O2 oxygenated phenylalanine. And there was a little O with two notations that Gordon knew to be shorthand for an activated double ion covalent, finished off with the notations and something similar to the containers. Okay. He shrugged and continued his way back outside to finish his task.